Ready. Set.
Gamecast.
Ugh, I'm ripping the Game Make Corp.
Nice.
Gotta get. Everybody,
All right.
Everybody gotta get that.
Let's do this.
Everybody gotta get your Game Make or your
That
Ready
was
Set
the
Gamecast.
funniest thing that's happened in a long time. Bryce is trying, and then Matt. All right.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Welcome to Ready Set Gamecast, a bi-weekly podcast about video games and Egg Day. I'm Bryce, and I'm joined by the expert egg hunter, Matt.
Oh, hell yeah. I have so many eggs that I haven't done anything with.
And totally not a man in a bunny suit, Teddy Chinaris.
You can prove nothing.
No, nobody's checked for a giant zipper on your back.
No. Nobody's seen me in 3 weeks, so like they don't know.
Teddy probably doesn't know that Teddy turned on Animal Crossing and then turned it off and has never seen the island again. So he probably doesn't know that the Egg Day is currently happening and there's a giant bunny on the.
I'm surprised.
I wonder if it's been long enough to where it'll tell you your hours. Let's see.
5 or more usually, right?
No, it goes by
it
like
says 5 or more.
It's 2 weeks after you open it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, weird.
According to Switch games, because otherwise it'll say you played it 7 days ago or whatever. It's like last played. It's just stuck perpetually loading, but I've probably played like 3 hours of it. Probably.
I'm surprised. I thought you would stick harder on the new Animal Crossing.
I don't know. I like it. I really do. It's enjoyable, but the active time system kind of makes me lose my mind, because if I'm not on every day, then I feel like everyone's going to hate me and my island's going to be trash. But I also don't want to play every day to fix everything and to keep everything up, because that kind of just feels like a game is holding me captive. And I don't really want to like once I start Animal Crossing, it was literally like, okay, I can either keep playing and lose my life to this, or I can just stop right now. And I was like, I'm not gonna do this.
It's interesting because you like MMOs and you like live service games, and like this is the super light single player version of that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, hey, check back in for half an
with
hour.
those though, like I don't know, in Destiny 2, right? Recently I've been getting on. I'll do like daily stuff, like I'll do the daily bunker bounties, and that takes like an hour or whatever. But I don't get on every day. I try to, but like if I don't, I'm not super bummed about it. Or like I could leave that game and come back next season if I wanted to, right? Whereas I feel like Animal Crossing, with how much I actually kind of did like it, and with how cute it is, and how cute the villagers are, and like it's my whole my whole island. Like it's like it's all or nothing for me. I was like, I can either set this down and abandon Hazel and Snake forever, or I just am here every day, and I feel like I have to be, because I don't want to abandon them because they're cute.
That's the thing, is that I think Animal Crossing is a great thing that you can play like at the beginning of the day, at the end of the day, and just do the daily tasks and then put it down. Like every day you can find your 4 fossils. You can go say hi to all of your villagers, and you can harvest your fruit. And that's probably the only thing that you need to do every day.
Sure.
I'd suggest doing your rocks.
Oh yeah,
too.
the rocks too. Yeah.
Also, I have played it for 5 hours. So
And like shaking your trees to get your furniture. You get 2 pieces of furniture a day.
Oh really? I didn't know
But
that.
like, I don't know. You guys
I
have
have
been
too many
playing this
trees
game.
though.
Yeah.
So
You guys have been playing this game endlessly. Do you go in
Yes.
and just mathematically go left to right and like, I'm gonna get every tree?
No.
Yeah.
Because I lose my mind if I do. I started doing that, and I'm like, but I think I got this one, but I'm not sure, so I'm gonna go shake it again. And then I'm like, I can't do this. It messes with my OCD too much.
Well, I'm actually at the point where I'm like, there's too many effing trees that I'm trying to clear out and what I'll probably end up doing is I'll sit down and organize, like, here is where my fruit trees are, here's where my non-fruit trees are, and kind of like the farther you get in, like, you get to satisfy that OCD-ness of laying out everything in a way that makes things super satisfying and easy to do.
Yeah, for sure.
I just did that with my fruit trees and like created an orchard, and it's like those are only fruit trees over there, and all the hardwood trees are in a different area, and yeah.
That's the beauty of this egg deal, is that I've actually crafted all of the egg items that I think you get. I think I've gotten them all. I looked up all the egg furniture, and then I got all the clothing that you get for collecting enough eggs. So I think I've done that, and I still got a shit ton of eggs. So you can eat those eggs to then pick up trees and rearrange them. So I think that's what I'll probably end up doing next time I get a chance. We're pretty busy today, so probably not today unless things line up. But yeah, so Animal Crossing.
Yeah, I mean, I basically try to check in the morning and do, whatever amount, probably close to an hour now in the morning. And then I try to check in again before 10 p.m. my time, because the Nook, what's it called? Nook's Cranny?
Yeah.
That closes at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
So I try to get in and, do my seashells or, get a full inventory of fish or bugs and try to sell those and make some money at the end of the day before that closes. And then I'll talk to people, in between. I'll get like sidetracked while I'm doing any of that stuff.
Yeah. I'm never really in a rush to try and like make a lot of money unless there's something where like Flick or CJ. I don't like fishing. Like Erin, my girlfriend, loves fishing, and I'm like, it's just too like finicky where you're like trying to throw it and get it in their face, but then you still have to they'll like swim up and they'll like, oh, am I gonna bite it? No, I'm not. I'm fucking with you, and they'll do it a lot, and then I'll pull it back and be like, cool, it was just a waste of time. So bug catching is the way I prefer to go, because you see that bug, you chase him down, you get it, like you know what you're dealing with, and you know what the bug is. So
I swing and miss a lot on bugs for some reason. I don't know why, but I'm just whiffing all the time.
Yeah, me too. When I was fishing, it was very annoying to try and cast it, and I kept missing all the time. It's weird. It's hard to judge the angle.
But I'm at the point in the game, I'm just putting it all on turnips, man. Who needs bugs? Who needs fish? We're on the turnip lifestyle now.
I hadn't gotten turnips yet, and then I did this morning finally. So I'm finally in the turnip game.
Yeah.
What is so special about turnips as compared to other things?
So turnips are like stocks, where
it's the stock market.
Yeah. So on Sunday,
I thought everything was.
No, because on Sunday a chick will Sunday morning from 4 a.m. until noon, a chick will come to your island selling turnips.
Is it an actual chick?
It's a little girl. Is she like a pig? I don't.
Kind of pig looking, drippy nose.
Yeah, I think she's a pig.
Okay.
So the price that she sells them for will vary, and so there'll be a lot of people who will be like, she's selling it for like 100 here, and other people will be like, she's selling it for 90 here. Like I had 90 at mine, my girlfriend had 107, so she came to mine to buy her turnips. Even Greg Miller put out like, what's everybody's stock price? I'm like, I got 90. He's like, hold on, I can come over, but he found somebody else. And
they had cheaper than 90.
No, somebody else I think had 90. I think 90 is probably the cheapest. So then throughout the week, twice a day, the Nook kids, if you have Nook's Cranny, they will buy turnips from you.
Tommy and Timmy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if they're related, Tom Nook, or if they're just like his employees.
They're his sons.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure they say that at the beginning.
Yeah, they're definitely his children.
Yeah.
I'll check with the
their last name is
apparently
they're
his nephews. Interesting.
Okay.
That makes more sense. It's more of a nephew-uncle relationship.
So at Nook's Cranny, they will buy turnips. Their price will change twice a day. So you gotta check before noon and afternoon, and you obviously want the price to be higher than you paid for, and so you gotta watch it because the price will trend upward or downward, or there'll be sudden spikes, and stuff. And there'll be people be like, "Oh my God, my turnips are selling for 600," and everybody be like, "Let me into that island. I'm gonna sell my turnips." And people
I've
are making
seen some weird stuff with that because I don't know, the world this game exists in now compared to previous ones where it's like just throw it out on Twitter. I'm getting 600 turnip prices. So then people are like, all right, 10% commission. You can come to my island and make your millions of bells.
Yeah. Greg Miller put out the tweet this morning of like, what's everybody's turnip prices? And I replied to him. I was like, well, I've got 90. And he was like, Dodo code. And I was setting it up before he responded like, oh, I found some. And then I just was filled with replies of like, can I get them? And I'm like, I don't know you. No.
Hey man, you put it out there. You gotta let people in. You gotta let them do their thing. You know.
You say like, drop a stack for me every time you buy. Yeah.
Alex O'Neill, a friend of the show, did come by to get some turnips because I did just open it up to friends. He dropped by and he dropped 1K when he left, so he gave me a little cut of the action.
Damn.
So yeah, there's a lot of money if you buy low, sell high. There are people who have made millions of bells off the stock market if you play it right. That's why you will see people just be like, look at all my stocks.
I just honestly thought that it was. I don't know. I thought the prices and stuff like that worked kind of in a similar way with like everything, but I guess it's just turnips. That's so weird.
Yeah. Everything else has a set price, but
I was very confused as to why everybody was like, the turnips are the thing, but
yeah.
I guess I get it now.
Yeah, it's
weird.
The stock market. Animal Crossing. Teddy hasn't played it really. Matt, you've been having fun
5
with
hours.
I've been having fun. I just this morning, Mr. KK Slider himself came to my island and held a concert.
Nice.
Wow.
People are kind of treating that as like beating the game. Obviously, there's a lot more stuff you can do, but like that's like rolls credits.
Doesn't it roll the credits?
It rolls credits and it kind of finishes the. I'd say like tutorial. I don't know. It's like you've reached endgame, right? Like now it's endgame from here.
Yeah, now you're kind of doing stuff like finding creatures for the museum and laying out everything you want, and
it's the time to finally rest after all my hard work, where I don't necessarily have to play it, only all day.
Yeah. Right now, like, what sucks is that so I'm at the point where I'm able to do the island evaluations, but I'm stuck at 1 star because the islanders I have, I'm like, I would actually like a different one, please. So I'm trying to, I just got rid of one and a new one moved in. And now I'm trying to get a new one, but I need Pytro gone. I will not let that clown. I actually, I love doing the openings for buildings because whenever you like build a building or a bridge or anything, you can do the like ceremony. I won't do it while Pietro's there. He's not allowed at any events, town events.
Is it Pietro or Pytro?
I've been calling him Pytro because he's a clown.
I read it as Pietro, and then I thought, as soon as Bryce said Pytro, I was like, that makes more sense.
Because he's a clown. Yeah, Pytro.
That probably makes more sense.
Yeah. So
Bryce before the show was going about Pytro or Pietro. So yeah, if you don't know what he looks like, you should definitely look him up.
It's pretty ridiculous. He looks very weird. Very weird looking dude.
So there's a lot of people who are like really mean about getting the villagers to leave. Like you can hit them with nets and they will be very upset. And
really?
Stuff.
Oh my god!
Yeah, you can like push them around, right? If you're running and just
I've actually done that on accident to one of my favorites. I was like, no, I didn't. No, it was an accident, man. I'm sorry, Prince.
Should be like, here's a gift.
Yeah,
here's 500 bells.
But you can also go to Isabel and complain about the way they look or the way they talk. Which the one character, I didn't like how they look, so I complained about them, and then they put them in like Tom Nook's shirt, the like shirt he's always wearing, and I'm like, that's way worse. And then I complained again, and they switched back to their normal outfit. I'm like, okay,
oh my god,
like you made me appreciate how bad it can get, but I still don't love this.
That's like I saw. So for some weird reason, I saw when you open up Nook's Cranny, like when Tommy and Timmy open up their shop or whatever. I was watching this streamer, and they were like, I don't know why. From the transition from like in the residential services to opening up their own shop, that Tommy and Timmy decided to just not wear shirts anymore. Because they don't. Before they're wearing shirts, and after that they're just
they have just like towels wrapped around.
Yeah. They're like, I don't know why, but
I mean, they're amiibos. They're wearing that little outfit too, the one from the shop. Matt's looking for his amiibo. Yeah,
I see it over there.
Those are the real Tommy and Timmy.
I got regular Tom Nook over here, but Timmy and Tommy are over there.
They were on vacation up till then. Now they're working men, and they can't wear
Tom
shirts.
Nook exudes like such relatable energy. You know what I mean? Like he when you go into his shop, he's just kind of like tubby, and he's like chilling. He's a very like chill, like cozy dude. He's got like coffee sometimes. He's just hanging, and he's just like in charge. He's like, I don't gotta do anything.
I guess that is relatable to my morning.
Yeah, it's
He's just cozy. He's a very cozy, chubby kind of dude.
I have a much different opinion of Tom Nook.
I know, everybody hates Tom Nook, but he's offering you 0% interest loans.
He's too quick to hand you the bill. I think that's the issue.
He's like, hey, are you enjoying your new room? Here's how much you owe me. And the other thing, like, okay, when you build a new house for a villager, you have to pay $10,000 to place that plot, which he is then selling to another villager. And it's like, you are making money from me and from them.
I know, that one drives me insane. You're buying land from the island that you are tasked with developing as a favor to him.
Yeah, he's
and then
teaching
he gives
you real
you
life
1,000 miles. That's it.
Yeah,
like I can get 1,000 miles just hitting trees.
You're basically his little bitch. Like, he's like, like go make the island beautiful so we can get what we want. Like, I don't work for you. You have to, like, I'm trying to
You're
sell
on his
stuff
island,
to you.
bro.
Like, I've asked my girlfriend, I'm like, so is Nook Miles just, or not Nook Miles, is Bells just like company currency? Did he just invent this so that like you're just indoctrinated to his stuff? But Nook Miles, there's no question, that is fully his currency. You can't spend that
100%.
anywhere else.
Yeah.
That's company money. Like,
yeah, he has his company, and that's the only place you can spend that at.
Yeah, which is
he's smart. He's just a businessman.
Yeah. Hey, if you go sell this plot of land, I'll give you some Nook Miles. You know, it's just some like nothing to me. I can give you as many Nook Miles as I want. I don't care. I'm fucking printing money over here.
Nothing to me, but for you.
Yeah.
They do directly translate to like jet fuel though somehow, right? Because you can redeem them for flights.
Because if you fly back to somebody's island, then you get Nook Miles. If you visit somebody's island,
if you visit someone else and then come back,
yeah, then you get Nook Miles for that. The whole system's confusing and rigged, but I don't like the way that he just is charging for every possible thing. Like, you are making his island better because he owns the island. But it's like, well, it would be cool to have a bridge here on this island.
Hint, hint.
Be like,
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, pay me 200,000 and you can put one there. Like, shouldn't you be trying to invest in the
this is the kind of energy that I'm talking about. He doesn't care if you put a bridge there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He just wants the money. Yeah. If you want to put a bridge, go for it. Go for it. But like, I'll be sitting here drinking this coffee, raking in this money.
Yeah, you know that's an energy that people love.
Yeah, dude. I like it.
I mean, at least he lets you like
he lets you give him money.
Well, yeah. But
he lets you give him money to do things.
He lets you become independently wealthy as well,
society.
I guess, right? Like all your other villagers, what are they doing? You've got a bridge fund. They're contributing like 600 bells, and you're putting in 90,000.
Well, that's because you're the island representative. You're in charge. Like, they're like, yeah, but everybody's just like, oh no, Bryce will do it. It'll be fine.
But you're rolling in the bells compared to your other residents. They're all just like hanging on by a thread, hoping you gift them some item of clothing so they can wear it every day.
Pytro ain't got shit for turnips, all right?
But yeah, I mean, the other villagers, like, we're chill with them. But like Tom Nook, for every $1 we make, he's making 100.
Oh yeah,
right.
He's probably
Absolutely.
like everything
he's
you
rich
sell. everything you sell the Nook's Cranny, he's shipping off to the mainland, charging 10 times for it.
Though he is always at his desk, like 24 hours a day. Any time of day, he's there. He's a, I don't know, workhorse, I guess.
He's just chilling.
Or, he's just got a
like
real
he
comfy
doesn't
chair.
mind, he's just there, just
Like
hanging
he's
out.
not using the money. What else
Man,
is he,
you ever go in there, use that DIY workshop, and he's just clapping for you. He's glad.
He's like, good, you're good to work. I like it when you make shit for my island. It's nice.
I love it.
Anyway, Teddy, other
Jesus
than
Christ.
Animal Crossing that you haven't been playing, what have you been playing?
God. Dude, when was I on this podcast last?
6 years.
I think 2 episodes, 3 episodes.
Jesus. Okay, so this was probably not all accurate, but this is what I could remember. So I went back. So I started doing morning streams over on twitch.tv/Teddy Chinaris. And when I was doing them, I was only doing them on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for like 2 hours each day. So I wanted something. I was gonna do Ori and the Blind Forest and then Ori and the Will of the Wisps. But I remembered that I never beat the Spider-Man DLC, which was the thing I was going through on stream. So I went back and I beat that. And I also started a new game plus on the like hardest difficulty, but not to do on stream, but just to like every now and then I want to play some Spider-Man so I can just hop in. It's more of like a comfort food kind of thing. It's what I did with Uncharted 3, like the crushing difficulty for years ago was like every now and then I just wanted to play some Uncharted and just went through a chapter. So eventually I'll get that last trophy. And then after I beat that,
is that the last trophy on it? Because
yeah, it's an additional trophy. It's not for the platinum, of course. The platinum I got forever ago, but I got I 100%ed and got all of the trophies for the DLC as I went. So it's like there's just one more trophy. If you look at Spider-Man on my profile, it's like 97%. And I'm like, fuck, I hate it because I did. But it's also like legitimately the last trophy is like. Or I think it's 2. I don't know. I think it's like New Game Plus and Crushing or Hardest difficulty. And it's like I don't really want to focus on that, but I kind of want to get it slowly over time. Like I'll get it one day. I'm not gonna give up on it.
I've been one when I finished the game and like was waiting around the DLC. I tried like checking off the stuff for the platinum, but there was a certain point where I was just like, man, some of these side quests I don't love. I
really liked all the side quests, other than the crimes, which are just they're just a little repetitive, and it's because you have to do so many of them.
I think that would probably, if I was playing a little bit of at a time, that would be better. But I was just like, okay, got to knock off all these crimes. Okay, it's this one again.
At a certain point, all I needed was the crimes, and I just kind of turned the sound down and watched a show on my other monitor and just waited in the sector, like just hitting R3, and then it'd be like a crime, and I'm like, oh, okay. Like it was just a grindy thing. But yeah, I beat that, started that just for casually playing. And then I moved over and I remembered, I was like, oh, we'll move on to Ori now. And then I was like, wait, I also never beat Jedi Fallen Order. So I put out a poll on Twitter of like, oh, what game? And then Jedi Fallen Order won by a bunch. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm playing this. So I went through, I finished that on Friday. I was about halfway through the game, I think, when I restarted. Maybe a little over halfway, but man, that game's so good. Jedi Fallen Order is awesome, and I forgot how good it is. And it was so good. It was so much fun.
Were you playing on PS4?
And no, I was playing on PC.
Okay, yeah. I played on PS4 and I had so many glitches during it that it did put a little bit of sour taste in my mouth. But
when I started, when I was going to get that game, I pre-ordered it like a week before it came out, and I was like, I could either get it on PS4 or on PC. I was really hesitant on which one, and then I was like, well, the only real bonus for me getting it on PS4 would be if it's a pretty solid platinum, and then I decide to platinum it. But it's like, the way I'm playing games these days, I rarely platinum anything. It's like I get one platinum a year, maybe. So I was like, I'll get it on PC and I'll get 60 frames, and like Respawn's really good with like their PC versions, like Titanfall, Apex. I was like, it'll be a good PC port too. And then when it came out, it was like really buggy on consoles, and the PC version was a lot less buggy. I still had a few, but like literally like 3 bugs that I came across, maybe. So it was like that I made the right choice, and it worked super natively with the controller, so it was fine. But yeah, that game's awesome. The ending was great. Fucking My lightsaber is beautiful. It was so good. And then, but
I think I
pretty
should
much
jump
done
into
with
that at some point. Like
You
get in,
should,
like,
man.
a sale.
It's not that long either.
You've been to Disney World and crafted your own lightsaber, right?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about this. This annoys me because Bryce told me I'm getting my lightsaber. Hold on, it's right over here.
All right. Teddy
here.
went to go grab his lightsaber.
'Cause
Oh, it's right
this
there.
is my lightsaber that I built at Galaxy's Edge in Florida for me. Fucking, it's yellow. I have a yellow crystal in it.
Okay.
This right here. So when you go to Galaxy's Edge, you choose between 4 different sets that you can build. It's like power and control. One's like ancient, something like nature based. What is it? Protection and defense. And then one more. I can't remember. But
Power?
this-
Wait, did you say that?
power and control is definitely one. This is protection and defense, I'm pretty sure. And in Jedi Fallen Order, all 3 of the other sets you can build and have those parts in the game, so you can build your Galaxy's Edge lightsaber, except for this one. This one does not exist in the game, and it made me very upset.
Is
But
that
I built,
like a
I built
era?
something as what?
Is that because of the era of the game versus the era of Galaxy's
Maybe.
Edge?
Maybe. I don't think so, because this is supposed to be like, I think protection and defense is supposed to be more like Clone Wars era.
Yeah, and Galaxy's Edge would be the farthest forward in the timeline, so you could argue.
Yeah,
that
no,
they
it should be. It's just the one that they didn't put in there, and it's very upsetting. But I made it as close, like I modeled my lightsaber in game as close to this as I could, pretty much. And I was really happy with how it turned out. It looks awesome. But yeah, I beat that, which is great. And then this next week, I'm doing morning streams every weekday morning, so Monday through Friday, 2 hours still, but every weekday morning. And I put out a poll, so I'm going to start Horizon back up, Horizon Zero Dawn, which I was like 30 hours in last I played. So that's going to be a whole thing of remembering how to play that. I'm like, oh god, that's like stepping into an RPG after
That's like
being halfway in. That's going to be interesting. But once I get the hang of it, it'll be good. Also, let's see, Animal Crossing, Spider-Man, Jedi Fallen Order. I've been playing a little bit of Warzone every now and then in Call of Duty, which is still so good. It's so good. I love it so much. I played solo Warzone is a lot of fun. And I literally, on like my second or third solo Warzone game, I got second place with like 12 kills. I was doing really well, and I got into the final fight and I lost, and it was upsetting.
If you had to play one and none of the, would you play Apex or Warzone? Like, if you only have time to play one.
I would play Warzone, but it's because Warzone has a solo mode.
Okay.
Like, and Apex is very much built for teams of 3, and you can still play it solo with the teams of 3 because of the communication options and the pings that they have, which is great. But like, I don't know. I really like Warzone. Like, it's really good. It's between Warzone and Apex as my favorite, but they're both very different too. But they're both really fun. Warzone is more, honestly, a little bit more intense because it's 150 people instead of 100, so the games are longer. So when you do finally get down to the final circle, it's more intense because it's not as often that you do, because you have to fight just more people. But it's so fun. It's really good. It, like, in the solo Warzone game where I got down to the end, I could hear my heart beating. Like, it was so quiet, and I could hear. Oh man,
any BR I've played where I've gotten close to the end, I feel like I'm always having like I'm gonna die if I keep playing this game.
Yeah, I finished that and I was like, guys, we gotta stop for like 20 minutes. We gotta calm down. We gotta breathe. It was a lot. And I've also been getting back into Destiny 2, which has been so much fun. But I did the newest Garden of Salvation raid, and I haven't raided in like 8 months up until now. So that was so good because I miss raiding so much. It's been awesome. And the new season stuff has been cool. I haven't done trials yet because I'm not the right light, and none of my friends are. Well, some of them are, but some of them aren't. And trials is, people are not happy with how the state of the game is with trials right now. But I still want to play it because I miss trials. It's a lot of fun. But there's a lot of hackers on PC right now is the thing. So I'm a little scared. But Destiny 2 has been a lot of fun. I've just been grinding the daily stuff. I actually, like, over the last 2 weeks on Tuesday, I've just carved out like 6 hours and just did all of my powerfuls for that week. Like, I've done that for the last 2 weeks, so I'm almost at like the hard cap with 1,000 before you have to do the really hard stuff to get to 1,010. So I've been playing a lot. It's been fun. But yeah, that's about it, as far as I know.
Matt, do you have anything else to say about Animal Crossing?
Other than Animal Crossing? Oh, one other thing. I set my town theme finally, and I made it the Doom theme, so it's pretty cool.
Oh,
It's
nice.
like do 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 do. That's all you get. You get like 8 bars.
Yeah.
So you get the beginning.
I've seen a lot of cool themes, but I haven't picked one yet. I'm still rocking the default.
Yeah, and you just Google it. There's a lot of good resources.
Yeah.
Whether it's a YouTube video
That is
of here's 30 themes or just a website listing a bunch.
I've obviously been playing Animal Crossing as well, which we've covered in depth, and I'm sure we'll probably have more to say after Zipper's gone.
Is Zipper okay? One last question.
Yeah.
Is Zipper Isabel or not?
No, why would it be Isabel? See,
Because
Is that
She's
a
in a
fan
costume.
theory going around right now?
my question, I was thinking it was Tom Nook, because you never
Does
see.
he straight up have a zipper on his back?
Yes,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
does, and he'll.
And the first thing he
God.
says is like, "It's definitely not a costume. Don't go looking into it."
and Matt, you want to?
That's hilarious.
If you use a reaction like surprise, and his face, he'll pause for a second because every time everybody will like do a thing.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
You can then, while he's like frozen like that, run around to his back, and if you try and like interact with him from the back, he gets super pissed off. I did it the 3 times. The third time he's like, "You freaking stop this, or else." He was straight. Like I was tempted to do it again, but I was like, I don't know. Maybe this is how you get a game over on Animal Crossing.
You lose at Animal Crossing.
So we actually there was recently a Nintendo Direct. There wasn't anything huge. We got to see a little bit more about Pokemon, a little bit more about. I mean, we already knew about the Animal Crossing event. Bunny was coming to town. But we found out there was an update for Ring Fit, which is very cool because, like, as Matt has said last time, Ring Fit is selling out everywhere, and this has to be a coincidental thing because they would have had to be working on it for a bit. But they added a rhythm mode to Ring Fit, which allows you to play through a few of their songs in a cool kind of rhythm game where you're kind of twisting the ring con and squeezing it and pulling it. I played right before the podcast. I was like, I'm gonna play it real quick so I have something to say about it. It's pretty cool. Like it's almost got like a Beat Saber-esque feel to it. It's something that you can quickly jump in and be like, I just want to play something really fun for a second, jump in, do it, and then put it down.
I forgot they announced that stuff because I also wanted to try the jogging mode because I don't know. I like walking around and stuff, and right now it's not a great time to do that. So I was thinking like, man, I wish this just had like a run mode where you could just, instead of constantly going through levels to do that and then like doing squats and all sorts of stuff and like getting into fights, is like, what if I just wanted to jog?
Yeah.
So that was one of the updates too. I was like, wow, that's awesome.
Oh yeah, I think that's really great because I think doing that, just the like cardio part, is really, really fun. I think that and having that where it's not broken up by like, okay, now you gotta do push-ups is really great. So having a mode that's just that, I think is really cool. Okay, well, this brings us into the news.
Whoa, we're getting fancy.
Whoa, there's jingles? When did that happen?
Just now,
we're
Teddy.
getting fancy.
Just now.
Whoa.
Make that your town theme.
Matt, there's some shenanigans going down in Boston. Can you tell me about it?
There's always shenanigans going down in Boston. But this time, it was one of our favorite companies to talk about,
It's
apparently.
the GameStop segment.
Yeah, welcome to GameStop in the news. So, GameStop was asked by the government of I guess Boston City was this first one, but at this point, statewide, all GameStops have been asked to cease operation during the coronavirus pandemic. But on, I guess last Tuesday, the city asked the Dorchester GameStop to cease operation, and then immediately checked on them the next day to make sure they were closed. And I guess, yeah, that's the case now. They are officially closed in Massachusetts. I think there are also, we previously talked about Pennsylvania, I think took their business license away.
Yeah.
It's because they kept fighting for we're an essential business status.
Yeah, because before the Pennsylvania thing, they had their doors open. You can come inside and lick all the game cartridges. It was I mean, probably not that.
Why would you do that?
I mean, who knows, but
People like what they like.
People seem to be doing that to produce now.
Yeah.
It's like a thing.
But they moved to their like, oh, we'll just do carry out for you. We'll bring it to you. But it's like, I guess Boston was like, no one needs carry out video games. It's a pandemic.
Their contact-free method was still like, the employee was still contacting the thing immediately when you were there. Like they would just open the door slightly and like hand out the box or whatever.
Yeah, there was like there was a leaked internal memo which was like, oh, just take a GameStop bag and like tape it over your hands when you hand it to it. It's like, oh my god, why are you so bad, GameStop?
Yeah, so, they're not. It's not looking good for GameStop.
Yeah, they're kind of in the death spiral that like is the worst way to go out. It's not a like, oh, we're gonna go out peacefully. We're gonna go out thrashing wildly.
Yeah, like I don't know. Beginning of this year, I think I said this last time. Beginning of this year, I would have said, yeah, they're gonna make it. You know, they'll make it to the new console cycle. They'll probably see some good sales, and then probably peter off after that into the next year. But I don't think they're going to make it to the console launches, especially with everything getting delayed. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm still not convinced that consoles are happening this year.
We haven't heard anything contrary, so we'll see how that rolls.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think you will until it gets down to it.
Well, I mean, I think the thing is that like literally every other country in the world is handling the coronavirus better than us. So as long as their production is elsewhere, they're probably having a better chance than, it coming to us might be more questionable, but them being able to produce it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like there's that. There's like if GameStops and stores even like open up by that time, you know what I mean? Like if there are, I mean, they can still ship it, but they probably don't want to rely on just shipping it out to everybody.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how that goes, but everything's up for question right now. But sometimes things end in a good way. And the video game Rocksmith has ended their DLC because they have been putting out, I think, weekly DLC since their launch. So Rocksmith is, if people don't know, is like a Guitar Hero, but where you're playing a real guitar. You can play both standard full 5-string guitar or plug in a bass guitar. They have the main section or the rhythm section. And they've been putting out song packs like for weeks and weeks and weeks. According to the Polygon article, it comprises 1,570 songs.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
that's crazy.
So if you're like, hey, it sucks that Rocksmith's ending. It seemed like a great idea. You could pick it up probably on an affordable deal and have a shit ton of content for it.
That's like what, 7 years?
Yeah, according to this,
it's a little over
383 weeks. So 383 divided by 52 is 7/7.3653846153153. So Polygon says that like, okay, well their next project could be something not related, because I guess they worked on South Park: The Fractured Butthole, but not that long ago, I saw that they were hiring 4 new people for their team, and they were kind of like, if you play any instrument, you will be good for this team. which people are going, are they going to expand it? Are they going to then allow pianos? Are they like any instrument, which would be very cool. And they don't even have to change the name. If they make a new Rocksmith, it's still Rocksmith because it's not Guitarsmith.
Right.
So that's...
Yeah, that seems like the natural progression and like a good way to bring, I don't know, music games, right? They really fell off hard at some point along the way. And even now, like, if you wanted to play Rock Band or something like that, good luck finding a kit, like a plastic kit or whatever. Yeah. And I know you can hook up, I think you can hook up like real indoor drum kits and stuff.
Yeah, I think they had like a pro things, but that only works for certain songs. I think drums are supported because the way I understand it is the drums on Rock Band were basically the same setup as real drums. Like if you learn how to play drums in Rock Band, you know how to play drums. The rest of if you know how to play guitar from Rock Band, you don't know how to play guitar. But yeah, I mean, Rocksmith appeals to a different kind of gamer, like somebody who wants to learn how to play an instrument because it's designed to teach you how to play these songs with a real guitar and a real deal. But
that's so cool.
Yeah, I've played it. I played it like a lot when I first got it. I learned how to play. God, there was one song, and I can't. But it's been so long that I still have some basic ideas, but I basically forgot how to play. But my girlfriend, I got her a piano for Christmas and a MIDI keyboard. And there's a game called like Synthesia, which is sort of like Rocksmith or Guitar Hero, but for piano. It's kind of cool, but it would be cool if they incorporate that kind of stuff into Rocksmith. Right. So like I could be playing guitar, she could be playing keyboard. We could have a full band playing this game together. And you know, we're sort of playing Guitar Hero. It's because it's easier to learn. You don't have to learn how to read music or all that. You just see, oh, this is where I'm supposed to hit. This is the string I'm supposed to be strumming, and it's easy to learn. Yeah, so we'll see what the future of Rocksmith holds. Hopefully we get a new one with some more stuff.
Next generation.
Yeah,
that's what you get.
Is the next generation of Microsoft on Steam?
Yes.
Is the previous?
Yes.
I mean, sort of. Yeah, it seems like all Microsoft games are coming to Steam at one point or another, and I think this is a sign of the thing that we've talked about on previous episodes of Microsoft will come to you. Like they're not going to say you have to play on Xbox, you have to play in the Microsoft store. They've brought Halo over, they've brought other stuff, they've brought their smaller exclusives to like the Switch. They will come to you.
I wonder if that we've also seen Sony's put a couple games on PC now, right? We've seen them go to the Epic store though. I think Death Stranding might have gone to Steam.
I'm pretty sure Death Stranding is the one that went to Epic.
Yeah.
Oh, they went to Epic because what was the Detroit Become Human? I think went to Epic.
Oh yeah. Forgot about that one.
Horizon's rumored to, right?
Horizon is coming to PC. I don't know if they've said the platform.
Yeah. I wonder if we'll see like exclusive. You know, like I wonder if Microsoft would be interested or Sony would be interested in signing a deal with Epic or Valve and like saying you're our exclusive PC platform.
Yeah. Well, for the longest time you couldn't get Xbox games on anything other than like the Xbox app, like the Windows app and stuff like that.
And so I don't think I've said it yet. Sea of Thieves is coming to Steam. Which it will.
I guess that wouldn't make sense for Microsoft, right? They have the whole ecosystem.
Yeah.
It will feature cross-platform play with the Windows PC users as well as Xbox One players, which is cool. So if you get it on Steam, you can play with all your friends who have it. If they're playing on Game Pass, if they're playing elsewhere, which when we were talking about something else, but Teddy definitely was like, why are people buying it on Steam when they can get it on Game Pass?
Yeah, I opened up Steam recently and there was like an Xbox Game Studio sale, and I was like, it was either the first or the second. One of the Ori games was like $15, 50% off for the $30, and I was like, you could go, if you're a first-time subscriber to Game Pass, you could go get that for $1 for a month, plus like another 100 games. Like, people don't be fooled, Steam users. But it's just that, you know,
There's something to the, like, I bought Sea of Thieves on the Microsoft store, right?
Yeah.
Like on the actual Windows, whatever that's called, their
yeah, I think I
storefront.
bought Halo Wars 2 there before that was on Game Pass.
But it was more like I could get Game Pass, but what if they decide to take Sea of Thieves off?
Yeah.
Or what if I pay every month and I don't play it that much, where if I just buy it, I own it in perpetuity?
Yeah, that's fair. The Xbox Game Studio games, you don't ever have to worry about them taking off, though. They said that those will be on there forever and at release. That's the thing that they committed to. So unless Philip Spencer himself lied to our faces, then you're good. It's possible.
Yeah, there's definitely, like, I have Game Pass. I got it ever since they announced Ultimate, but I don't check in on it that much. Like,
I do all the time. It's so good.
I never power on my Xbox. Like, I should really just sell it. It's cool to have. Like, actually, I need to keep it because of the dancing game. Just Dance.
Just Dance?
Yeah, because we got Just Dance. I had to go through a whole thing to get a Connect because I had to.
Isn't that on everything though?
They don't even produce that anymore.
Yeah, yes, it's on everything, but if you want to play with a Connect, you need an Xbox, and if you're gonna
Is that the best way to play?
Yeah,
apparently
because it's tracking your whole body. You're not holding a phone or a Joy-Con or any random thing. It's like, if you're gonna play Just Dance, I feel like you should be playing it with a Connect. So.
If you can,
yeah,
because they don't even make those anymore.
Well, I bought a used Connect, and then I have the Xbox One S, which doesn't have the connector, so I ended up having to get like an adapter. It was a whole thing, but we got the game running, and
they don't even make those adapters anymore. They stopped that at a certain point.
I don't remember. I think I picked that up from the Microsoft store. I don't remember where I got that from.
I'm pretty, if they have those, they're probably left over. I remember hearing an article as well saying that, like, or maybe it was saying that they're going to at a certain date or something, but yeah, it's crazy. They were just like, hey, forget about that. That never happened. But you definitely, even if you do end up selling your Xbox at some point, don't get rid of Game Pass, because they're giving even more and more stuff on PC now.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
I would like
I just opened the Xbox app on PC, and it's ridiculous. Like, Overcooked 2, both Ori games, Gears 5, all the Gears games, all the Halo games eventually on PC. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, Bleeding Edge, which is like a new one that people have been talking about. Like, there's a ton of shit on Game Pass. Middle-earth Shadow of War, which is a great game.
I've meant to sign up for a long time now. I will at some point.
I feel like if I don't have Game Pass, I'm just like losing money.
If they're like, your dollar is going away, right? Your dollar month is going away. Maybe I'll do a sign up and get it.
Yeah, and for a while they were doing that, plus like
it was 3 months for $3.
Spotify Premium and Discord Nitro. Like, for a while they were like, here, take this and everything. Like, I listened to the OK Beats podcast, and they have a joke, but it's very, very accurate, of how Phil Spencer just goes to people's houses and knocks on the doors, like, here's 7 months of Game Pass, take it, like take this and take all of our games.
I mean, it's a great way to get people interested in the Xbox, and like you're like a PC gamer, because I mean, so many people are now that it's not that hard to get a good PC that can run games, and then you're like, well, I'll get Game Pass because it's got all these games. Well, now that I have Game Pass, why don't I just get the new Xbox? And that's getting you attached to their ecosystem is a really good idea. It'd be really interesting to see if Sony tries to do something similar with the next console. But I know something that we won't be seeing for a while in any sort of Game Pass system. Teddy, can you tell me what it is?
Yeah, it's a game called The Last of Us Part 2. Rest in peace. It is delayed indefinitely. One thing that, like, I was thinking about, like, how much the world has changed in like a month. Like, literally a month ago, I went into work and I was The Last of Us Part 2 is actually the only game that I have pre-ordered. And I went into work and I was like, oh man, I should really ask off. Like I should give myself like 3 days to just knock out that story, just enjoy myself. And I asked off for like May 29th and whatever. And then I was thinking about it later after this and I was like, man, I'm probably not even gonna be back to work by that time, and now it's not even gonna be there. So it's the whole thing. But they Naughty Dog tweeted this out. I'm gonna read the whole thing just so you guys know. It says, as you've likely just seen, the release of The Last of Us Part 2 has been delayed. We're sure this news is just as disappointing to you as it is to us. We wanted to reach out to all of you in our community to give you a little more information. The good news is we're nearly done with the development of The Last of Us Part 2. We're in the midst of fixing our final bugs. However, even with us finishing the game, we were faced with the reality that due to logistics beyond our control, we couldn't launch The Last of Us Part 2 to our satisfaction. We want to make sure everyone gets to play The Last of Us Part 2 around the same time, ensuring that we're doing everything possible to preserve the best experience for everyone. This meant delaying the game until such a time where we can solve these logistic issues. We were bummed about this decision, but ultimately understood it's what's best and fair to all of our players. We're hoping that this won't be a long delay, and we'll update you as soon as we have new information to share. We wish you all, your families, and your friends the best of health. Thank you for being amazing fans and your continued support. Stay safe, Naughty Dog. So yeah, they're like, it's weird though, because like the game is pretty much done, they've said. This is a weird delay in the terms of like, it's just the shipment of it is what they're worried about.
Yeah, there's the shipment deal, which, I mean, they could try and go the way Square Enix went, which is honestly kind of shitty because Square Enix sent copies of Final Fantasy VII to places early because they were worried it wouldn't get there on the exact same date. But now there are people who are playing it before everybody else because they got their copies early.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the opposite of like, oh, we want everybody to have their game at the same time. And it's like, well, they have it early then, so we're not playing at the same time. But honestly, it's probably more the fact of like, hey, maybe it's not a great time to talk about a global pandemic.
I disagree. I knew that was where you were going. I don't think that's it at all.
I was wondering, how much when they use the word logistics, what is like physical sales, right? Because I assume that is the real logistical, like going to GameStop, you can't to go buy your physical copy.
Yeah.
But like, how much of it logistics is that, and like how much does that really impact sales? Do they know? Have they seen? Because like you could still order from any number of places and get it delivered, or you could get a digital copy. And then how much of logistics is the tone of the game? Yeah.
I think us, the hardcore gamers, forget how big physical still is.
Yeah.
Like, physical's giant. For a lot of the times when people go over, like, NPD numbers, a lot of the times they don't include digital. And it's still, like, millions and millions of copies. So, like, and especially for a game like The Last of Us Part 2, which is, like, Naughty Dog, arguably, like, definitely one of the best, arguably the best developer in the business, is, like, they're releasing a giant AAA, like, and no multiplayer, it's just, like, the single-player story. Like, the sales numbers are what matters for this game, so they want the launch to be, like, solid.
That would actually be cool if, because they have this extra time that, is not, hey, we're being delayed because of development issues. They basically just have some extra time. I wonder if they'll be able to add new features or add something in that maybe was a time issue.
I wouldn't. Because that's a thing in game dev called feature creep, where like at a certain point you just have to put a date and make yourself stop. Because otherwise, people like developers will just keep adding new things because they're like, "Ooh, this is cool, but what about this? What about this?" And at a certain point, you just have to be like, "No, that's it. That's the game. Like we can't add any more." And it does say we're in the midst of fixing our final bugs. If anything, I really hope they have time to make it so that it's like 0 bugs, like super polished. Like that would be cool because you don't see that these days.
What would be cool is if that they could finish up the multiplayer and get that on
that's
there.
A whole different thing though. That's not even in the game.
I mean, it was supposed to be, and then they were like, no, we want to focus on single player. We don't have enough time.
I'm pretty sure
to do both.
I'm not 100% on this, but I think they said when they made that multiplayer announcement, they were like, this will be years down the line. Like, it's not a thing that they can just, we'll just finish up the multiplayer. It's supposedly like years away.
Yes, I guess we'll see. Maybe it'll be years before we see this game. Who knows what the world of today is.
I wonder how much marketing factors into that too, though. Again, with the logistics, and then that also ties into tone. I know Teddy disagrees, but Bryce, I know it's got to be the tone.
I mean, that's kind of fair with the marketing. That makes sense. People don't want to be seeing on their, like, you know, an ad that's like a post-apocalyptic world. You know what I mean? Like, that kind of makes sense.
CBS talking about these trying uncertain times and stuff, and then like it cuts to The Last of Us, and it's like,
I saw another tweet the other day. I think it was Imran Khan, but he was like, all the ads these days be like, oh, times are tough, and that's why you need a Ford.
Yeah, right. God.
Like, God damn it. Yeah.
There's it should be noted that Iron Man VR was also delayed, so that it might not be entirely.
And Minecraft Dungeons.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, I saw that coming miles away even before the pandemic, because Minecraft Dungeons was scheduled in April.
Yeah.
and like there was no release date. It was just April 2020. Even like a few weeks ago. If
you told me that game came out 6 months ago, I would have believed you. I would have been like, oh yeah, Minecraft Dungeons.
Oh man, they do have a closed beta going though, and they gave that out to King Gathalion and Chariona and a couple other streamers, and I watched them play it, and I'm like, fuck, this looks so fun. I can't wait. Like, that game's gonna be really cool. But yeah, they literally on April 1st, I think I checked, and the last release date was like April 2020. I'm like, okay, well, we're in April, guys. Like, come on.
God, I just had a sick transition. Oh, I got
was
distracted.
It right there.
Wait for it. She's gonna.
That's it. That's the one.
It's gonna be cut together, so there's just a sick transition. Ready?
Hit me with it.
Well, we finally got news about one more delay, but this time we've got the dates for it. The next E3 has set their dates. Matt, can you tell me about it?
Oh, I certainly can. This quote-unquote reimagined E3 will be taking place next year.
Yikers.
June 15th through 17th, which I guess, E3 is always, right, the show floor days are always like a 3-day span, but they do, there's a full week seemingly because things kick off on like Saturday, Sunday and start rolling.
Yeah, because everybody makes their announcements the weekend before the show floor opens, so that way on the show floor those games can be there.
Yeah.
Not everything, but it's definitely started to do that a lot more nowadays, for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
but I don't know, it's a select few. Like last year, I think Borderlands did that. I'm not 100%. That sounds familiar. But there's like a couple of big games that are like a week before are like, hey, this exists. But they still leave a lot of surprises for E3. It's not like every game does.
Well, no. What I'm saying is like, okay, so I've been to E3. And like the Sony, Microsoft, when those things were happening, would be the week, like the Friday, Saturday before the show floor opened, and then like the show floor opens on like Tuesday.
Right after Nintendo,
That's not
traditionally,
Friday, Saturday,
right?
Though no, Sunday is tradition. At least in the last couple of years, Sunday's the Xbox. Monday is like
used to be PlayStation. And then
Monday
Ubisoft.
used to be PlayStation at night. PlayStation was always the last one. Ubisoft was during the day. Oh, Bethesda was Sunday afternoon. Then
Nintendo does Tuesday early, right before the show floor opens, and then the show floor.
Yeah, the show floor opens on Tuesday, I believe.
Yeah, and then all those games that you just had the announcements for are then playable for the press. Well, now by everybody because we're living in the new E3.
But since we're in this no E3 world, at least this year, probably longer, honestly, probably.
Good luck.
IGN announced on Friday it's going to hold a digital Summer of Gaming event. Right around the same time as E3 would have been, with partners like Square Enix, Bandai Namco, 2K Games, and Sega. And they're going to do seemingly the kind of show floor style broadcasts you would see from E3, with developers, sitting on a couch talking to hosts or whatever and showing gameplay. So I'm looking forward to that because I think that's, I don't know, that stuff is enjoyable every year regardless. And I would miss that if E3 went away completely. So I wonder if like we'll see GameSpot or somebody else do something similar.
Well, maybe at one of these events, we'll see somebody play this new game that Teddy wants to tell us about.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. Okay, so they tweeted this out. It's Cellar Games, right? They tweeted out, I'm pretty sure on April 1st. They tweeted out an image of like, oh man, what is it? It's like it's kind of the Rogue Legacy logo. Yeah, so it's like the sword in the Rogue Legacy logo, but it just has a big old 2 on it. Yeah, they tweeted out on April 1st, and they said hashtag April 2nd in the tweet. And I was like, no, please don't be messing with us, because it's an April 1st thing. Why would you do that on April 1st? But then the next day they have a full video, or not a full video, but like a 3-second video that says Rogue Legacy 2, and it's the character turning around holding up his sword. And then they said, yes, it's official. Rogue Legacy 2 is in development. We'll be releasing a lot more info in the coming days. Until then, please enjoy these work in progress screenshots. It's definitely, like, in my opinion, a step up on the art style, but it's definitely very different. It's definitely not pixel art. And the third screenshot they have here, it looks like you have a lot more abilities on like the ancestors that you choose and whatnot. So it looks really cool. And the same artists who made the soundtrack the first time are working on the second game. And that's about the news for Rogue Legacy 2. Rogue Legacy is a real good game. It's on Switch, PS4, Xbox One. You should all play it. PC.
The core mechanic, right, is it's a roguelite game where when you die, you inherit a trait.
You pretty much you choose an ancestor, and they have like traits and abilities on them. Yeah, but you choose one of 3, and then the whole thing is like your ancestry going into this castle. Yeah. Okay. And it has this whole story in it too, with like these journals that are hidden around, and you find them and read them, and like it's good, man. It's a very good game. I love Rogue Legacy.
I played that for a while, but there was a certain point where I couldn't make enough progress to like consistently upgrade.
Yeah, see, that's one thing that I love about the game is that it's a roguelike, but a lot of roguelikes you just kind of go back in and you're supposed to get better with your skill. And this is that, plus like every time you go in you get gold, and you can spend it on upgrades when you get out that makes your runs easier. So like my whole thing was like, I'm not great at that game, but over time, eventually, it doesn't matter. Like, eventually, I will beat it, because I will get enough upgrades to make myself stronger to beat the game. And I did forever ago. And I tried to do it again on Switch, and I have like 20 hours in it, and I'm not close to beating it. But like, I don't know. I'm halfway, maybe. I don't know. But it's that's why I liked it, is because you can eventually beat it with your upgrades. But I heard the same complaint from somebody else too, was that they just couldn't like get enough to upgrade anything, so they were kind of at a standstill. So
because if you die, then you lose. You can only make as much money as you can make on a run. Like you can
on one run. Yeah. But you also can prioritize your upgrades so that when you go in, you give the dude who asked for all your money again, you give him less money. So eventually you're giving him like 50%. So like you're keeping half of what you make in one run.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's a very good game.
Well, did you know that you can help hold on. I'm gonna do this sick. It's gonna be cut together again.
I hope Aaron leaves all this stuff in.
Leave it in, Aaron. Leave it in.
Hi, it's me, the guy at the door, and I'm asking you to help us fund this podcast.
They're saying, please don't come to my door during these uncertain times.
You could be the great adventurer, or as we call them, the Patreon producers who help us make the castle that is Ready Set Gamecast possible. Like Aaron C. and Dragons Lucas do. They come and support the show like you can by going to patreon.com/lastgeek, giving $5 a month, and then we will look you in the eyes. Look, Aaron C. Dragons Lucas, please look into the camera, my eyes, and go.
Don't. Mm-mm.
Thank you for helping support the show. Your donations fill my heart with happiness. Helps pay for all the costs, including things like Zoom, which everybody uses now, but we were using it before it was cool.
hipsters.
Yeah, that's probably all the things I have to say about that. But thank you for supporting the show. And if you are interested, patreon.com/lastgeek. Teddy, do you want to introduce your segment?
Sure, dude. It's time for Teddy's Conversation Corner that was born in a Matt and Teddy purely episode a long time ago, centuries, eons ago.
Gotta give the lore before.
Absolutely. I need you guys to know the background. I think we called it Matt and Teddy's Conversation Corner, but now it's just mine. I'm sorry. I took it over.
That's fine.
Okay.
I'm okay with it.
I took it over. I don't know. For this one, I scrolled down. I wasn't even I honestly forgot the section was here. And then before the podcast, I scrolled down and saw it. And I was like, oh, this is a good, I want to check in on you two. How are you guys doing with everything going on? What is the status of everything? Because I definitely haven't talked to Matt for sure. I think I've probably talked to Bryce on Twitter or something. But I haven't talked to you guys since all of this has happened. So I'm curious if you guys are okay.
For anybody who's under a rock or
3 years from now listening to this is the only recording left in the wasteland somehow.
Yeah, this is the audio log that we're gonna leave around, or I'm gonna scatter Reset Gamecast episodes around my house. So when archaeologists come, they'll be like, what am I gonna listen to while I explore?
We're talking the news of video games from 2020.
Yeah, we're talking about the COVID-19 pandemic. Is the current times.
It's interesting to say the least.
Matt, do you want to?
Sure. I feel like I've been way less connected on not sitting on my phone nearly as much as I would have been previously.
Well, just out of curiosity, are you able to work from home? How is that?
Yeah, so
okay,
I am
that's good.
Living all the time at home.
Nice.
Don't have to go anywhere except for when I'm like, hey, it would be really useful to have
food.
Something. Yeah, X.
Yeah.
Toilet paper soon enough, But I did get a bidet, actually, so, that's
nice.
A callback to a previous episode.
Was it me? Did I convince you
I've joined the ranks. No, it was toilet paper looks like it's going out of stock. Hey, bidets are still available on Amazon. Let's order one. Oh, these are out of stock 24 hours later. Good thing we ordered one. Hopefully it shows up.
Dude, so I ordered for a few weeks before all of this really went down. I ordered a dumbbell because I was planning on starting working out from home. I was already planning that. And I definitely thought that it came with two and it did not. And then later I was like, I should. If you want to order one 25-pound dumbbell on Amazon, they're $100. They're $150, and if you can find it, and I'm like, all right, guess I'm gonna make it work with this one.
What if you get 5? You
Which
get a
I
discount?
have been able to. I don't need anything else.
Just cut it in half. One in each palm.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't know. I've been working around the house. We're installing some flooring because we bought that before everything. We were going to get flooring anyway, new floors, and do it ourselves. And then a lot of free time opened up, So it's a good time for that.
Yeah, for sure. What about you, Bryce? How are things? You're an essential worker, aren't you?
Yeah, my job is not a thing that can work from home. I am a delivery person, and we are very much we are the people who are bringing you the dumbbells of the world.
The $150 dumbbells, which by the way, I bought this one for $50.
It's a 25-pound package.
Oh, I mean, no, 25 is light. 25 is I have delivered mattresses, couches, ridiculous things that you would think this
I
isn't
also
a
bought
thing.
this exercise bike, which is 50 pounds.
I'm sure.
So it's
I'm sure I've delivered plenty of exercise. No, we're in there on our own. It's we just occasionally. Whenever we go to a house, we honk the horn just to kind of let them know we're there, and kind of because sometimes
if it's a giant thing.
No, anytime, literally anytime we have been instructed when we arrive at a house and we leave a house, we are to honk to let people know hey, we're here, so people aren't backing out of their
never
driveway.
Heard that.
I don't. This is the thing that they've told us to do here. I don't know if they say it everywhere, but this is what my boss told me.
Interesting.
And it's so like, sometimes we'll park in front of someone's driveway because that's the best place to park, and we don't want them backing into us, so we want to make noise, let them know. And there are times that I'll like really lay under the horn, hoping to maybe get their attention when it's a heavier box, and they're probably and like it sucks because like I'll drag the thing up there, and then they'll like peek their head out and grab it. Like, you could have come help. No, okay, cool. But yeah, and it's obvious, like, as you could probably guess, it's crazy for us because the stores don't really have anything. Like, we are delivering lots of toilet paper, and just they're like, oh, I got a lot of free time. I'm going to start exercising with an exercise bike now. And they're, buying way more stuff than they used to. So times are crazy. Yeah. But my girlfriend who works from home, she has actually been coughing a lot lately, so we actually had her tested. We did get the results back. She is negative, but there was a deal of and they actually have the like really quick test. We actually found out the next day.
Oh wow.
But yeah, there was a deal of like, hey, you've had that cough for a bit, and you've got some of these symptoms. Like, maybe you should get tested. So she dealt with that.
I have a friend in Colorado who had it, and he was like in the ICU for a long time. I got word like yesterday that he got sent home, so he must be doing okay. And I have another friend who basically was exhibiting symptoms and got tested for like the flu and pneumonia and got negatives on both of those. And then what was it? Apparently, at least in her state, you can't get tested unless you are over 60, have pre-existing conditions, like asthma or, I don't know, something worse, or have knowingly come into contact with somebody else who had tested positive. Yeah. So they were like, well, sorry. But then she learned that literally the last person that she saw before she was like, all right, I'm going to go into like hiding for a month or whatever. Like the last person she saw and hugged, messaged her and said that he was positive. So she got it tested, but her test takes like 5 to 7 days for a result or whatever.
Yeah, that's when my girlfriend got tested, they told her 2 to 8 days. But I guess they've been working through the backlog and getting things turned around a lot quicker.
Yeah.
I think Massachusetts announced something about how they're going to start doing like full on investigation interviews, like starting to contact people through like phone trees of like, you've been in contact with this person who has been confirmed positive. So they're going to like start going through that.
Well, I mean, even then you've got a deal of like, because when she was going to go get tested, there was a whole deal of like, you filled out a survey on the website and they said like, okay, you are allowed to get tested. And then she set up an appointment, and then she talked to a nurse, and then the nurse set up a virtual appointment with the doctor. And then the doctor gave her the okay, and they did like a drive-through deal where she just kind of drove up. They stuck the things in her nose.
Jeez. Oh.
Yeah. See, this for my friend, they had to send somebody to her house.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Like they didn't have a drive-through or anything like that.
Yeah. I mean, they definitely do not want you in the hospital. Because that's obviously a point of infection. But yeah, I got all that, and then so we've been kind of quarantined until we got the results, and it's only been like 2 days, and there was a deal of like, I don't know if we're prepared for this. Like,
you're like, wait a minute.
Like it quickly set in of just, shit.
That's kind of what happened.
There was a deal of like, well, I guess we can do contactless delivery on Domino's, and we did that. And then
what I've been doing
but it was like, well, we didn't really have groceries stocked up or anything, and it was like, okay, but like things turned out. But if it was a real deal of like, we cannot leave the house for 2 weeks, I don't know how that would have gone. So it's a thing of like, hey, maybe be in a situation that if you do get quarantined, have 2 weeks sitting ready to go, because there was a deal of like, I don't know, because I mean, that's the weird thing about this. On one hand, I'm very much like aware of the big picture deal, but like my daily life, I still go into work. I still am doing the deal. And And there are so many people who just don't seem to be like taking this seriously, because I see people out like
Dude,
at the parks.
the few
and
times
stuff.
I've left to go like pick something up or like go to the grocery store, I'm like amazed at the amount of cars still on the road.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? You can't all be like grocery store workers or delivery people.
Right.
like there's no way.
Yeah, and my state is very much not willing to shut down businesses or do anything that a bigger.
How many like cases are in your state?
It's
You are in more of a rural, like not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's growing. I think we just got the 20, 30 new cases announced today, so I think we're around 200 for the entire
so
state.
yeah, that's not as bad as others.
Yeah,
but like
but it is a thing of it's exponential growth. It's the longer that we continue to think it's not a thing, it's going to keep growing.
it's gonna get bigger. Yeah.
Right.
And-
The I remember I have friends in Indiana, and they said that they had shut down, like that state had ordered that all of the restaurants be like to go or delivery only, and I was still working at my restaurant, and I was like, I live in a county with like over 100 cases, and we still haven't done that, and I'm like, I don't know.
You haven't done that?
We have now.
Okay.
I've basically been like laid off for like probably 3 weeks ish at this point. But during that point, we hadn't done it, and I was like, I don't know why we haven't yet. But like they had laid off like 37 people, and they kept 2 hosts. Like, so they weren't doing morning hosts. It was just like me and one other night host. And I was scheduled for like that was like Monday, and I was scheduled for most of the nights that week, and I got called out like every night. And every day I was like, okay. And I had left like a coffee mug there, and I was like, I'll just get it next time I go to work. I'm scheduled all week. And then every time I'm like,
never seen that coffee mug again.
Yeah, no, it's still there. I left it there. But basically Friday, I got a call from my manager being like, hey, they mandated that it's just to go in delivery. So we're pretty much closing down. So like our owner has closed down all of his restaurants for now because I told my parents, I was like, he's going to keep it open until the state mandates him to shut down, or until he's losing money, and he is losing money on to go in delivery. So I was like, all right. So yeah, I've filed for unemployment, and I've been doing that. So I've basically just like been over the last 3 weeks like focused on like making an at-home workout, which now I have a new like at-home workout plan. I have this fucking exercise bike, so like I can do cardio at home now, which is nice. I'm gonna be like starting a new diet soon, and basically like the last couple of weeks I've kind of been figuring out what I could do when it comes to like content creation, or like figuring out stuff for like freelance video editing stuff. This happened at a very, like, if it was going to happen at all, I'm glad it happened when it did for me personally, because I was basically in the month of January and February just like setting aside money. I'm still living with my parents, and I was setting aside money to see how much I could pay for rent like when I moved out. So I kind of had that already set aside. So I was like, I'm financially good for like 2-3 months probably. But slowly that's already been chipping away, and I'm like, this is like, it's been a month, like 2 more months. I don't know about this. But I've been able to kind of just focus on like physical, mental health, and like also I've been able to play a bunch more games. I've been able to stream more again, stuff like that. And pretty much this next week, and I've had a little bit too much time to like think, which is like not great for my mental health sometimes. So I was like, I was making myself busy, but I kind of thought about it this last week, and I was like, honestly, I haven't been making myself busy enough. Like, I was thinking about how much work I used to do when I would go into work. I was like, I worked 6 to 8 hours a day. And like I would go to the gym, and like I was doing a lot, and I was like, I'm definitely not doing anything near as close to that. So this next week, I pretty much set out a schedule for me for Monday through Friday to work like a 40-hour work week of like, you know, content creation. So I'm like,
Nice.
I'm doing a morning and a night stream. It's like I'm going to wake up, do like my morning routine, hop on a stream for 2 hours and like chill, play like a single player game, and then hop off, work out, grab lunch, do like after like 3 hours of like editing and offline stream work, and then a 3-hour night stream as well, and then like that should be a good routine. And then weekends are like relax. So that should be good. That'll be an interesting new routine that I'm trying out next week, starting tomorrow.
Okay.
Getting by. Everybody's finding a way.
Trying to figure out a routine that works,
Yeah, I gotta get more physical. Like, I don't know. I definitely am not walking nearly as much, like, as a natural part. So then, like, I either have to make sure I'm gonna more smartly eat, eat less or whatever, or really make an effort to do more physical activity at home.
Ring Fit Adventure, my dude.
Yeah, I gotta get the hooked back up to the TV. My Switch hasn't been hooked up to the TV because the floor was out in that room. So,
well, the floor's out. Come back tomorrow.
I straight up like paid somebody who's like pretty much a personal trainer who's like super knowledgeable with like nutrition, fitness and stuff to basically take the workout that I was doing at the gym and like convert it as close as possible to one that I could do without equipment or with the equipment that I have at home. So like hopefully I don't like lose any progress when it comes to that. That was the whole goal. So yeah.
Now that Teddy has asked us a question, if you, the listener, the viewer, the human person, would like to send us a question or comment, you can go to readysetgamecast.com to submit a question, comment, or your favorite brand of toilet paper for us to read on the show. This brings us
Ultra
to
less is more.
Oh God, I can't.
That's not actually my favorite.
Mine's the cheapest. That's also not the like thinnest ply.
See, I go for that good stuff. I don't remember the exact brand, but I know it's purple. I think it's Purple Charmin. I just remember I looked for the purple because purple is the color of royalty.
Oh my God.
Cottonelle. Cottonelle is the purple Cottonelle. That's if you want that good TP. Or just rock a. See, once I got that bidet,
you gotta get whatever you can find.
Once I got that bidet, I'm just kind of like drying it off.
Yeah, just get a nice towel.
I don't know about that. That seems like it'd go bad, but I'll stick.
How
with
are you liking the bidet, Matt?
It's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not heated or anything. Yeah. It's just one of the ones that sits under your. This is like the cheapest option on Amazon.
So it's just spraying that cold water up in there.
But once you're used to it, it's not really an issue. The heat, it's not.
No, it works.
Yeah, you don't really notice the temperature because it just hits it and quits it.
I was saying, like, in the summertime, this is gonna feel great.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be like,
sure.
Oh yeah, cooling off.
We'll just have to add bidet talk in as a separate section.
Man, I'm gonna have to get me a bidet.
It's great. You get on that.
How cheap was it, Matt? When you bought the cheap one?
I think it was like $40 on Amazon. That one.
Shit! Oh,
I think mine was even cheaper. I think probably 25 or something.
Oh, maybe it was 25.
Dude, I could get a bidet at some point. They're probably not anymore, but once this is all over, I can get a bidet.
Yeah, there's some really expensive ones, but there's like the Tushy one that a lot of people are doing, but like the one I got's cheaper and has more features. It's like I think Tushy's just like the brand that people throw around.
Oh, okay. There's one with like. I don't know. There's several that are like they have a remote control and they have heating options and they have all that stuff. And it's like a full seat replacement, but
that's fancy,
you need like an electrical hookup and stuff. Then and
we were at the store looking and looking for something else, and we saw a toilet that had it had a nightlight, it had a heater, it had the bidet in there. I was like, man, when I get a house, that I'm gonna put one of those bad boys in there. Get a smart toilet. Well, appropriately, this brings us to housekeeping. Go to lastgeek.com for links to the podcast on all your favorite podcast services, including iTunes, Spotify, and Stitcher, as well as the video version on youtube.com/lastgeek. If you like this show, please subscribe, rate, and review it on iTunes and Stitcher. It helps us grow and become more powerful. Teddy was taking a drink, so I was kind of like dragging it out.
I was waiting. I was ready to put it down and go, and then I was like, he's dragging this one out. Yeah. I was like, oh, probably for me. And then I put it down.
Other Last Geek
Finish my
stuff you should
coffee.
check out. Go to lastgeek.com/store for awesome merch. There's Race at Gamecast, there's Game Make Corp, there's Last Geek in general stuff. Newest Game Make Corp episode is out. It was a good one.
That was good.
Call. Good call.
Nidhogg 2 Let's Play is available for Patreons. For $1, you can go to patreon.com/lastgeek and watch this cool Let's Play of me and Beckers playing Nidhogg 2. That will be available, what's the next month? May?
Yes.
It'll be May. It'll be available to everyone May 1st, and then Tricky Towers will be available to Patreons.
It's gonna be May.
Yep. Okay.
I was the first one to do it this year. Ha!
Beat everyone to it.
This brings us to the part where Matt tells us where people can find him.
On the internet, you can find me at Dilbert Pickled. All one word. Dilbert like the comic, pickled like a past tense pickling.
Past tense pickling.
Tay Chinaris.
Oh my god. Twitch.tv/Teddy Chinaris. CHINARIS. And then YouTube.com/Teddy Chinaris. Instagram, Twitter, Patreon. That's a thing. All those things are there. This goes out on Friday, doesn't it?
Yep.
Oh man. So you will have literally missed all of this week's content, but if it goes well, I'll probably have the same schedule next week. So yeah, I'm literally doing like Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon, and then 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Central, every day, Monday through Friday. So I'll be playing some Horizon and probably Destiny and Warzone is my guess. So yeah.
Everybody bully Teddy into going back to Animal Crossing.
Go back. Yeah, start up, play for like a half an hour. You know?
If I'm doing this many streams and playing this many video games, like
That would actually be a great way to like
it's so fun.
Great way to like start your stream is just kind of like check the boxes on Animal Crossing while you wait for people
I've
to
seen
show
a
up.
lot of people actually been doing that. It's like a lot of people who stream like full time have been like, oh, morning they're like hopping in Animal Crossing, and then at night they're playing their competitive shit. I'm like, oh, look at that.
Well, if you want to see me play Animal Crossing, you can go to twitch.tv/lastgeekplays. You can go to youtube.com/lastgeek to watch YouTube videos. I'm gonna have to talk to Matt about this. Teddy needs to play the game for us to be involved. But I talked to Beckers, and maybe we'll do some like island tours. How how Kind of Funny did that Cribs video. I was like, we could do that. We're people.
Air horns.
Yeah.
Did you just say we can do that? We're people.
Yeah. They're people. We're
Is that
people.
the qualification?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, fine.
people who have Animal Crossing. That's really all you need. Let's see. YouTube.com, Facebook.com/LastGeek, Instagram.com/LastGeekPlays. Also, I just changed the handle on the like company Twitter account. It is now Last Geek Vids, and I'm gonna try and use it more. So go follow twitter.com/lastgeekvids. I'm gonna try and post when videos and things go live, because Last Geek is like my personal one, but Last Geek Vids will be try and be like the company account.
What was it before?
Last Geek Plays.
I was gonna say why change it from Plays?
Because Plays was
Because that's synonymous on your Twitch and your YouTube.
I mean, because Last Geek Plays kind of is like, this is just about video game playing thing.
I got it.
More of a like that. We created that because it was for the Twitch, and I was like, well, what's something I could rename it for, something that's more than just like Twitch of gameplay stuff. And yeah, so it's Vids for now, because I was like, Kind of Funny is it. We've got a similar model to what Kind of Funny is, and theirs is Vid. So I'm borrowing from great minds. Okay, that is all we have to say to you. Don't forget lastgeek.com for all the audio files and all the cool stuff. This brings us to the end of the podcast, and we will see you again in 2 weeks. Goodbye.
Deuces.
Bye.